Watch me now, yeah. Things change, no one see say life hard.
You gotta find you not say nothing, go say nothing. You not call, you not link, and you get the put. Nobody not look for you. And most of them charity people go look for you. After we make the video, see, and the video seems like it went viral. A bag of people jump up in the comment section and say, oh, we chat too much. We are glorified Trump. False information. You know what I mean? And yeah, there was more positive comment than negative comment. And there was more likes than dislikes. So we know say thing work, or we give thanks to everyone who are subscribed and show the love. We appreciate love, the strength. Trust me, give thanks. You really motivate our man to push forward and go and do some more research. So we give our thanks for all who are show the love and support. You know what I mean? When you get deported and come to Jamaica, the system nothing there for you. You're there on your own if you're not a family and friend. And we know enough Jamaicans run off and lift up and them not straight. See? So when them fall in a certain situation and get deported a yard, nobody not check for them. I tell you, nobody not busy with you. Believe me, because we know people will get deported now. But before me even talk about that, we could play a few clips so ones can get edified based upon the deportation situation and how the system deal with you when you get deported.
Every year, a large number of Jamaicans find themselves repatriated to their home country against their wishes. The challenge of resuming a life and livelihood in Jamaica after an absence which might be as much as 20 or 30 years can be daunting, but there is help at hand and the challenge can be met.
The British High Commission, in collaboration with the Government of Jamaica, has developed a support system for people who've been deported, designed to meet their needs on arrival back in Jamaica. We hope to promote the safe reintegration of such people and their families into Jamaican society, to increase opportunities for employment and training, and by so doing, to avoid any temptation either to reoffend locally or to be tempted to travel illegally with false documentation. The aim of this DVD is to both reassure and inform those about to return to Jamaica that there are free and friendly services throughout the island standing ready to help get their life back on track.
For many decades, Jamaicans were actively encouraged by the British government to leave their homes and come to the UK. That open invitation has over time become less and less welcoming. This week, the country awaited the controversial return of citizens, some of whom haven't stepped on Jamaican soil in decades.
These deportations are big news, not just in the UK, but here in Jamaica. And generally, the prevailing view splits into two. The first is, what were they thinking? They knew they could get deported if they committed a crime, but they still did. The second, though, is that particularly for those people who came to the UK when they were children, it seems to be quite a dispassionate, unsympathetic thing to do to people that are far more British than Jamaican.
Rayan Crawford says he came to the UK when he was 12, 22 years ago. He's now staying with his sister, who stayed behind in Jamaica. This is the first day in a country he only has grainy memories of.
I've been with my partner about 14 years. I've been with my partner, we have 2 kids back in the UK. I've got my dad who lives in the UK, and I'm just here.
Do you feel British or Jamaican?
I feel British. I was there from a child. I went to school there. I went to college there. I spent my whole life there. Even my clothes, I have no clothes. I came here with one little plastic bag with 2 pairs of jeans in it. So everything is still in the UK.
He was convicted of burglary 3 years ago and spent 12 months in prison. Since then, he's been fighting his deportation. 2 weeks ago, he was detained, and on Tuesday, his final pleas for mercy fell on deaf ears.
The day of the actual deportation, what happened?
That experience was terrible. I was in a room, I was lying down watching the news. The door flew open, about 10 guys there with shields coming to jump on you, to detain you, to take you. I said to them, I'm not resisting, I'm not fighting or anything, it's not necessary.
Rayan is registered disabled. He has a bone disease and inflammatory arthritis that causes him severe pain. He says, though, despite numerous requests, he wasn't able to bring his medication.
I told them I didn't have the medications. Their response, if you didn't have it on you at the time of being detained, then we cannot give it to you. Even if it's life-threatening, we cannot give it to you without getting reports from GP and doctors. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was panicking so much. My heart started getting pain in my chest. I thought I was going to have a heart attack or something. You know, even in the plane, I was crying. My back was killing me in so much pain, I was crying.
Some people will say you committed a crime, the government has every right to deport you.
I regret what I've done. I hold up my hand and I regret what I've done. I don't think I'm a danger to the public.
And going forward, what are you going to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do because there's nothing around here to do. There's no work around here or anything. Even finding somewhere to stay, I don't know how long I can stay here. This is not my house, you know? So even all of that, it's like, where am I gonna go from here?
Last week, Newsnight reported the leak of a draft review into the Windrush scandal. That review recommended that the government should consider ending all deportation of foreign national offenders where they arrived in the UK as children, say before the age of 13. Alternatively, deportation should only be considered in the most severe cases. The tragedy for Rayan is that if that review were to be implemented as a non-violent offender who arrived in Britain aged 12, it's very unlikely he would have been considered for deportation. Many of Tuesday's deportees are now strung out across Kingston in temporary accommodation supplied to them by a charity. Jamaica may be a holiday destination, but the country has its rough sides, and it has an eye-watering murder rate. It's not a place to be with no money or no support.
So this is your new place, right?
Basically where I'm staying at the moment, you know, until I at least sort out what I'm going through.
Rupert was also on Tuesday's flight and once again has an unmistakably British accent. He says he was released with nothing but the clothes on his back. He has no close family, so he's staying with a charity.
So these are the clothes you came onto the flight with?
Yeah, these are the clothes I literally came on the flight with. So I've got them washed so I can put them back on today.
And whose clothes are these?
The person who I'm staying with, because I needed to wash my clothes, so I have to put something on while they're being dried.
And those are all the clothes you have?
That's
just
everything.
These hanging up?
Everything. 1 boxes, 1 pair of socks, a vest, a top, and tracksuit bottoms.
Rupert says he came to the UK when he was 13. He's now 32. In 2016, he was given a custodial sentence after getting into a fight and attacking another man with a wrench. It's his youngest child's birthday today, and he managed to speak to her on the phone.
She says, "Where am I?" Said to her, "Daddy's at college. You know, so when Daddy's finished college, I'll be home. Once I finish college, I won't have to go back to college again, you know." I can't really tell her, yeah, Daddy, I'm not sure if you ever see your dad again or Daddy's not in the country. She won't know what that means.
Tell me how you're feeling at the moment.
Numb, hurt, wounded. There's a lot of words to go for, but the one at the moment is just numb. You know, there's no sensation, there's no feeling. It's almost as if someone just took everything about your life from you. You just feel empty. There's no other feeling to put to it, just emptiness, you know. My whole family, wife, partner, kids, mum, brother, sister, niece, nephews, cousins, everyone's abroad.
This might say, you don't have a British passport, you committed a violent crime, and the British government has every right to deport you.
Yeah, that's everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like I said, I've done my crime, I've served my time. If I was a British child, it would have finished at me serving my time. But because I'm Jamaican, it's like I'm serving my sentence 3 times over. Like, you can't judge someone based off one mistake.
Made it very clear that he wants these foreign criminals out.
Out there is to tell my fellow Jamaican them and people out there in the world who might see this that is not Jamaican. It's not good to get deported because the life we used to live, yes, the life that he was living yesterday is gonna be different from the life that you're living today. When the night pass over and it become a new day, you're gonna realize the reality that you're in I mean, know people who go through them thing there, you take them a wife, you come to reality at Jamaica. Man will get deported from England, we left Jamaica from him at 8 years old. See? And they are yard now because of some little mistake we make. And you take him a wife, him get to reality, I know him can't get over it. I know I'm about 10 years gone and I know him can't get over it. I still want to go back to England with them boy England. I tell you, say, you know if you make them things happen to you, that we are telling one them, say, get straight up to date. Stop running around and commit some little petty crime and hurt the people them and I set a bad reputation to Jamaica and them things. Now what time, we want to clean up on the dirty action, and that we are trying to send out there, and that we are sending out there, matter of fact. We not send out no misinformation or we not there to talk too much. We highlight the system, not have nothing for you when you come to Jamaica. We call it a charity. A charity of the government work, you know. And that me I tell you one them, you know. A charity of the government work. Government now have nothing for you. All them want do, all them go do, I process it through the airport and make sure say your background or whatever ground up and running. Make sure say you have look ID or whatever and you're there on your own. And that me I tell you one them. So we are highlight so don't get deported. And make even if you get deported, make sure say you have family and supportive people around. Because if you don't have that, the system are gonna have you hard about the place they are gonna batter. Because see plate in the beginning of the video, you know. So when you can hear from yourself the man them will go through the experience, you know, who have been there and done that, you know. I mean know people, I mean know ones who have go through the same thing. We find it hard to come to reality of Jamaica now. See? Hard for him get work and certain little thing. And I see them man they start suffer on them thing there. Have our people are foreign and them now help him. See? So it's best not to get deported, me I tell you. And if you get deported, make sure you better have people where you check for a yard before certain thing happen to you. Because we know how we stay as Jamaican, you know. We not play, you know. You got foreigner now send nothing, you not call, you not link and you get deported. Nobody not look for you. And most of them charity people are going to look for you, I tell you. Them might greet you for your first week, but by next week, remember me tell you, you are deported. Nobody now look for you. So it's best not to get deported, and even if you do get deported, make sure you have supportive people on the ground. Because and Jamaicans don't like deported. I tell you that straight. And a joke thing. Jamaicans don't like deported. So you have to know that. We are saying out there. Get up to date. And if you're not up to date, make sure you have people on the ground where you can call upon and deal with certain things for you. And that's the message we are sending out there. We're not sending no false news, we're not there to talk too much. Or there to glorify no Trump and glorify and these type of things happen to our people. Because we see it happening in the past. And we see what ones and ones if you go through to get back to reality. And a joke thing, I tell you. So that message we are sending out there, get up to date, get straight, lower the petty crime, and start live upright and make use of the opportunity when you get. So that's the continuation based upon the previous video we do. Then that's the message we are sending out there. Don't get deported back to Jamaica, and even if you do get deported, make sure say you have family, supportive family, and real friends and relatives around you, because it's not got easy for you. I tell you that. And if you like vibration, we have a video to do on the channel. We have a video to do about the Chinese people and look forward for that one day.